Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm putting my bulk cards away. So if you're new to the channel, I talk about buying and selling Pokemon cards. If you're into that, subscribe to the channel. You'll see more videos from me. And if you like this video, drop the like button. Now, I was almost not going to create this video just because I didn't think it was it's that good of a video. It's not a very entertaining video, but I decided to create this video because of two things. I want to be real with you guys. I want to show you guys the good and the bad, and I don't want to come off as glamorizing selling Pokemon cards. So I want to give you guys both the good and the bad. So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys the reality of selling Pokemon cards. Is it hype? Are you going to become a millionaire? Is it worth it? Some things that I plan to answer in this video. So the first thing that I want to cover is that I am tired. Why am I tired? I recently been doing this more, sorting, listing, sending off cards. And the reason I'm tired is because I've been doing a lot of it, like a lot. I've been trying to get my store to a certain point that I think will do well. Now, the reality, my first reality that I want to tell you guys is that I don't think it's worth it. If you just get a normal 9-to-5 job, you'll probably make as much or more when you first start off. Well, you definitely will make more when you first start off. The reason is because you're buying and selling. It depends what you're buying and selling, but if you're buying and selling like bulk, it takes time, right? So when I look at my inventory of 20,000 cards, now it's 21,000. I was able to add one, for those of you who are following me, 1,000 of reverse holos and holos. But anyways, when I look at that inventory and I look in the last couple of days, I just did a sales report of how much I sold of nets. So after TCGplayer takes their profit, I'm like at 180 for 4 days. Now, granted, 2 of those days of this month, I was mainly focusing on sorting out cards and my inventory. So I wasn't actually listing those 2 days. And today is actually going to be one of my worst days because I made a huge mistake with my inventory. So that's something I'm going to cover in a little bit. But anyways, if you take that amount and then you take how much you actually paid for shipping, stamps, 100 stamps cost like $66, right? And then you take the rest and you divide it per hour. That's what I mean is not really worth it when you first start off. Now, the key is when you first start off, which is why I'm still doing it. And I'm also, to be 100% transparent, I'm mainly doing it because I already had so many cards. Like, I had this idea a couple of years ago that I'm gonna start selling Pokemon cards. So I bought a lot from my card store, like 50,000, and then from other people, a lot of cards. So at one point, a couple months ago, I was like, okay, I'm either gonna have to sell this bulk or I'm gonna get serious about selling cards. And I leaned towards getting more serious about selling cards because I already had the equipment, like the label printer. Each one of these boxes as well is it costs money, like $40 for a set of 5 or so. And I have 20, 30 or so boxes. So that is something money I've already put into it. So for me, it was like, well, if I don't become a seller, I'm gonna have to just lose money on all of this. So for me, I had to. And I have time as well. Now, I'm saying if I look back and didn't make that initial investment and all that stuff, and I didn't have as much time, that's where I would say I do not recommend this based on how much you would be making initially. Now, what's interesting to me is that you can do this smart and move up in the ladder. Like, you can flip your money and make better decisions, optimize your business plan. So if I were to give an advice of someone that was like, okay, I'm somewhere like you, I have all these cards already. So I would just be taking a loss if I don't sell them. What I would tell them is sell cards bulk as much as you can. Obviously, it's not going to be that profitable to you, but take the profits that you can and then reinvest in different things, in higher end cards. Higher end cards, I strongly feel like there is the money's in there. A good example, today, I went to my card store, picked up some really high end cards. If you think about the highest end cards of Pokemon cards, period, we're talking about Charizard first edition. Now, this is not the first edition Charizard, but this is the Shadowless Charizard. Nothing to sneeze about. Shadowless Charizard, first edition Blastoise. Okay? These are expensive cards. However, if you have the capital, you can make money off of this. That's not why I bought these cards, but I saw this while I was buying the cards, and I kept this in mind as I was buying the cards because I think it's interesting and it ties to the value as well. So first of all, I saw this Blastoise. They wanted $1,000. Now, don't be sticker price shocked on me. I know it's a lot of money. Look, $1,000. Moderately played as well. But I was able to get this to $950 just because I was like, okay, I'm going to buy both of these. Give me a deal. And I was able to get the Zard. They wanted $800, $799. I got it for $750. So being 100% transparent with you guys. The reason I bought these, this one caught my eye. And don't be afraid when you're a reseller to look at these high-end cards. Like, yeah, you might need to, obviously you're gonna pay more and you might need to leverage some stuff, but is it worth it? That is always what I ask myself, is this price worth it? I looked at TCGplayer. Currently, there are a couple listed cards moderately played for $1,600. This actually looks a little bit better. $1,600. I bought this for $950. I can make $650 for having the cash, right? And then this one they wanted $800. I was like, okay, I see a TCGplayer for $750. I can offer you $750 and $950. Let's make a deal. $1,700 for both. Now, I can flip this one, get my money back and make some money, but I'm actually not going to, because recently I've told you guys that I've picked up a Gym Hero lot, first editions. So I'm actually collecting first editions. In my personal opinion, based on everything that I've seen, selling, collecting, the high-end cards, the best cards of the set move the most. And in my personal opinion, the best cards of all the cards are going to move up the most in like 10 years or so. So for me, it's a little bit of a gamble, and not even a gamble as well, because even if these cards don't even move up, let's say they stay the exact same as it is today, this is like history for me. This is like so, I don't know, it's more than just cards. It's history, nostalgic. It means a lot to me because I buy and sell Pokemon cards. So that's kind of a little bit 2 cents of what I would do if I wanted to really make as much money as I can from this type of business. And if I didn't want to collect them, obviously I want to collect those, so I can't make as much money as I can. If anything, I took a loss, $1,700, right? But in 10 years or so, when I open up my binder, then we will know, fams, if I actually did take a loss or not. But that's what I would do. I would not stick with bulk full time. I would try to move up that ladder. Now, I'm going to circle back a couple points that I made before. One is that I said initially, right now I have a 20,000 inventory card count. So I have 21,000 cards in my inventory. If I add more, there were some days that I even add cards and made some sales, made a quite a bit of sales. $78 worth of sales for not even having any cards listed cards that day. So what I'm trying to say is you are not making as much when you first start off, but then once you keep adding and adding to your inventory, there will be a point where you don't even need to add anything to your inventory and you will make good amount of money per day, because all the cards, all the time, hours that you spent adding those cards to your inventory will start to pay off. And in dividends, some of those cards will start to move up in price. However, that takes massive amount of time, massive amount of resources. You need to have all the things in set. Like these racks are also not cheap. $60 for racks. I have like 4 of them. Everything adds up. Boxes, shipping labels, label maker, printer, paper, everything adds up. So you do, if you don't want to take my advice and you do want to continue trying to do this business, I would say at least have a good amount of capital, because you're not going to be making anything worthwhile in the beginning until you have your good enough inventory where it can start to sell for yourself. And a last point that I want to circle back that I was talking about earlier, I made a big mistake, and sometimes this happens with my inventory I have this auto pricing tool that I use, and I've been messing around with it. Till this day, 2 years later of selling Pokemon cards, I still haven't been able to master that inventory tool. But I feel like I am a lot closer. That's something that I still have to figure out through trial and error as to what I want to set the prices for my cards. At one point, I had them all set TCGplayer Direct, and then I had a minimum for all my cards, but then reverses and non-holos were selling about the same, so I didn't like that. So now I have a rule for my reverses, a rule for my holos, a rule for my non-holos. So they move differently. All right, so that's a little bit about this video. I know it's long-winded, more like a rant, informational video, but I really think it's useful. Drop a like and let me know what you think about videos like this. Do you mind videos being a little bit longer, giving you a little bit more about my perspective, my honest feedback, thoughts, things like that? Or do you want to see more of the videos we had before, more structured videos? All right, I'll be looking out for your guys' comments. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later.